Edinburgh's Royal Mile, deserted, under lockdown, but with just a faint echo of events that have taken place here over the past decade. Marching for Scottish independence before a referendum in which Scots voted to remain part of the United Kingdom, and later voting for continued membership of the European Union. But Brexit has changed everything, and independence is once more in the air.
What we were told at that time was that if we stayed in the United Kingdom, that we'd be staying in the European Union, that our rights as EU citizens would be respected, and of course that's been completely ignored. The opportunity now is to have an independence on a referendum on independence, to take us back into Europe, to realise that that is our destiny, and ask the people of Scotland to complete the powers of the Scottish Parliament in order to achieve that.
Prime Minister Boris Johnson treats calls for another referendum on independence with disdain.
We had a referendum on the issue in 2014, which senior members of your party, perhaps not you, said was a once-in-a-generation event. It was on that basis that people voted in the way that they did, very substantially, to keep our wonderful union together.
Boris Johnson is loathed by Scottish nationalists who see him as the embodiment of Brexit, an entitled Englishman who pays only lip service to the importance of the Union. So his pitch to build back better together after the pandemic rings hollow here among those who voted heavily to remain in the European Union and who now would vote to leave the United Kingdom. But there's a catch. The very thing, Brexit, that has taken support for independence to new heights is also the thing that makes independence seem economically unviable.
So on the one hand, Brexit acts as an accelerator on independence preferences because people are not happy not being in the European Union. But at the same time, an independent Scotland outside of the EU, but also finding that it has difficulty trading with its former trade partners in the form of the rest of the UK, well, that also is a problem. So it makes people want independence more, but it makes, in some ways, the economic consequences of independence far more severe than they were in 2014.
But those arguments haven't dented voting intentions yet. 18 opinion polls in a row show a firm lead for independence, and an expected landslide win for the Scottish nationalists in May's parliamentary election could yet create an unstoppable democratic force. Now, even if those opinion polls continue to hold up, and even if the Scottish National Party, as expected, wins its biggest victory ever in parliamentary elections in May, that doesn't automatically guarantee a yes win if indeed there is to be another vote on the question of independence. And that's because of that economic conundrum that I outlined there. Now, take the Scottish langoustine industry as an example, struggling now to get its product to markets in the EU, to France, because of new trade rules, because of red tape. Consider that they move that product through English ports. Indeed, a lot of that product is sold in England. And you get this picture of an independent Scotland outside of the EU, outside of the UK, and key, with no guarantee of being able to re-enter the European Union as an independent nation. And that all could be economically ruinous, which is why one haulier that I spoke to, preparing to set off with his load of langoustine, trying to get it to France, said in his heart he believes in independence, in his head not so much.
Jonah, thanks very much.